Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's only daughter Lilibet's christening may be a chance for the royal family to draw a line over the reported feud. In July, a source claimed the Duke and Duchess of Sussex wanted to travel back to the UK to give Lilibet baptised at Windsor, just like her older brother Archie Harrison. Despite this, earlier this month sources were reported dismissing any chance of the christening taking place in Harry's homeland. One palace insider told, "There will not be a christening in the UK. It is not happening." And a source told the publication it was highly unlikely. But a spokeswoman for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex said at the time plans for the christening were still being finalised and that claims to the contrary were mere speculation. This answer still left the door open to a possible trip by the Sussexes to the UK to hold the christening at the presence of the Queen. And royal biographer Andrew Morton believes this move would be highly appropriate. Asked whether he deemed it possible for the christening to take place at Windsor, the author said, "Yes, of course, it would be great. I am sure it is something they would both want because they both have a lot of respect for the Queen. That comes shining through in their interviews. I think it would be highly appropriate for the christening to take place at Windsor Castle, where the Queen resides, with the Queen present and watching on." He added, "This christening would be a chance to draw a line under the recent issues, criticism and confrontation and to move forward." Meghan and Harry's firstborn Archie was christened at Windsor in July 2019, 2 months after his birth. Abiding by royal tradition, the little Sussex was wrapped up in a white silk gown featuring an intricate lace overlay. This Victorian gown remained in use for 163 years and was used for the christening of 62 babies, including Prince Harry and the Queen. Its less fragile replica has so far been adopted by a number of royal children, including future King Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. If Lily's christening had to take place in the US, she would unlikely be able to use the gown or be surrounded by her royal relatives. On the other hand, a journey across the pond for the ceremony could mark the first ever in-person meeting between Lily and her namesake. Talk radio host Christening has accused Meghan Markle of chipping away at the heart of the British monarchy. This comes as the Duchess of Sussex made her most direct intervention in U.S. politics yet this week. She wrote a 1,000-word letter to leaders in the U.S. Congress urging them not to compromise on plans to extend paid family leave. Discussing the plans, Christening said, "Within their royal roles that are not royal, they are calling for certain changes to paid leave." Talk Radio's royal correspondent Rupert Bell explained, "Meghan has always seen herself as having a political future. It would not be right for Harry to be telling the Americans about how to live their life, but Meghan definitely wants to dip her toe in political waters. And this is her first shot. What she is actually asking for is quite right. The U.S. paid leave laws are far behind other countries." He continued, "But clearly it sits uncomfortably with many Americans that a duchess is lecturing, even though she is American and is entitled to her voice. But she did marry into the royal family and that does come with its own problems." Mr. Faufas responded, "Every time it just chips away. Every time they sign a Netflix deal, every time we hear about a new book, or they enter the political sphere, they are chipping away a little bit more at the constitutional stance of the Crown here in the UK." Mr. Bell added, "If you talk about Prince Charles' plans for a slimmed-down monarchy, Meghan and Harry would have been bit part players. And Meghan doesn't like being a bit player, she wants to have a significant impact. In the royal family, she would have just been an extra, and that's not what she wanted in her life. It gives them the opportunity to sign whatever deals they like. But as you say, they are signing these deals because of who they are, not necessarily because of what they have achieved." The Duchess' political intervention comes as Democrats are involved in heated negotiations on priorities in a budget reconciliation bill. Meghan also won supporters from prominent U.S. political leaders, including the former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. In the letter, the Duchess admitted she had felt overwhelmed by the arrival of her daughter, Lilibet, in June. She wrote, "Paid leave should be a national right, rather than a patchwork option limited to those whose employers have policies in place, or those who live in one of the few states where a leave program exists. If we're going to create a new era of family-first policies, let's make sure that includes a strong paid leave program for every American that's guaranteed, accessible, and encouraged without stigma or penalty."